Hello, and welcome to our conversations with Pure Storage. I'm Alex Rabin, CMO of COOLSPIRiT, and I welcome along Jonathan Disley, Partner Technical Manager from Pure with me today. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi again, Alex. Good to see you.
You okay?
Very good, thank you.
Good. During the next few to 10 minutes, we'll be discussing how we can enable the move to hybrid cloud with the help of Pure's technology. So I suggest, if it's okay, well, let's dive straight in and get to the questions.
Of course.
Perfect. Today, most organizations are converging on hybrid cloud, where they leverage a combination of both public cloud and on-premises infrastructure to deliver their IT services. How is Pure enabling its customers to store and manage data in the hybrid cloud world?
You know, that's a great point, Alex. Whether an organization's moved from being a traditional, on-premises bricks and mortar company with an on-prem data center approach, who's now leveraging public cloud for aspects of their operation, or whether they were a modern born-in-cloud business who then builds their own data center to bring key applications back in-house. As you say, most organizations are today converging in the middle, if you will, to use a mixture of on-premises and public cloud resources to support their IT operations. A few years ago, it kind of became common to hear the phrase, we're taking a cloud-first approach. But I think today that's shifted more towards people taking what they're referring to as a cloud-appropriate approach, where they acknowledge now that there's no silver bullet, and both on-prem data centers and public cloud have their own unique advantages. And also with the move towards the development of more disaggregated container and microservice-based applications, it's common to have a single application running across multiple public and private clouds and sharing information and data via APIs. So with all that said, one of the big challenges that this presents is one of data management. There's definitely something of what you might call a cloud divide in terms of storage and data management between on-premises storage, which traditionally has offered lots of what we might refer to as enterprise features like data reduction, replication, snapshot and cloning. Whereas public cloud, on the other hand, the storage available there is typically quite feature poor by comparison. However, it does offer incredible flexibility via on-demand consumption, rapid agility enabled by an API-first approach to deployment. So allows customers to move very quickly and do things very flexibly, but often at the expense of some of those more traditional enterprise kind of storage features. So that's really what we term as this cloud divide, really, between having to manage storage and data on-prem and in public cloud in really quite different ways.
I guess it's like bringing the old world and the new world together, isn't it? That sounds like a real challenge to manage. So what solutions do Pure have that make it easier for a customer to manage their data in the future's hybrid cloud environment?
Yeah, so we have a couple of products really that in particular allow customers to achieve a single data-centric, if you can call it that, storage architecture across both their on-premise data centers and the public cloud. The first of those is our Cloud Block Store product. This is a software-only version of our flash array, storage array, but re-architected to run software-only and run in public cloud, utilizing the resources available in public cloud. So this isn't just taking a flash array and virtualizing it into a virtual machine. If we did that, you'd lose an awful lot of the benefits of in terms of things like resilience of the dual controller architecture, being able to do non-disruptive upgrades, one controller at a time, things like that. So what our engineers effectively did was utilize the physical resources available within the public cloud as building blocks in place of physical pieces of hardware to essentially recreate a flash array, but using those public cloud building blocks. The end result of that is you end up with a device that when you log onto it, you run it up in the public cloud. Today for Cloud Block Store, that's Azure or AWS. But once you spin it up, you log onto it, it looks to all intents and purposes exactly like a physical flash array. So whether you're attaching to it through the graphical user interface, the command line or REST API, it looks exactly the same. So if a customer's written some scripts to, I don't know, make daily or hourly copies of a SQL database and clone it and present it to another server, that script that they've written on premises for FlashArray would work exactly the same on Cloud Block Store. So what the customer's now getting here is that same data management experience that extends out of their data center and into public cloud. So they're not having to learn two completely different constructs to manage data. They can basically do their operational management exactly the same in both environments. And of course, the data can be shared seamlessly between them as well, because the replication features are the same, whether it's a physical flash array or a cloud block store. So replicating deduped and compressed data in and out of the cloud and taking advantages of those efficiencies of data movement is absolutely possible as well. So that's really in terms of our more traditional offering of flash array being extended to the cloud with Cloud Block Store, but also thinking more about that world of containers and Kubernetes, where people are moving a lot now. We have another product in our portfolio that was based off an acquisition that we made a couple of years ago of a company called Portworx. And Portworx, again, it's a software-defined data platform. And again, this provides data services for containerized applications running under Kubernetes. The beauty of Portworx is it's totally vendor and hardware agnostic. So you can present pretty much any type of block storage to Portworx, and it will virtualize it, take it into its own virtual storage pool, and then present that to Kubernetes clusters. So this gives you, again, that common data platform, regardless of whether you're running on premises, on bare metal, on top of VMware Tanzu, on a Pure array, on a competitive Dell or NetApp or HPE array. It really doesn't matter. Portworx can virtualize storage from all of those and present it in a singular unified namespace, if you will. And that, again, is the same to public cloud. So if a customer is also leveraging containerization within Amazon or Azure or Google Cloud, then again, the same data platform can be extended there. So it's really giving the customer that unified data management experience and unified platform for the data across any environment where they might want to run containerization.
Really sounds to me that wherever a customer is on the journey with hybrid cloud, whether it's the beginning or far down the line, with containers, then Pure Storage really are a vendor that, they should consider looking at and talking to you more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, one of the benefits you mentioned of public cloud was the flexible on-demand approach it provides towards consumption and billing. I believe that's a benefit that Pure can extend to customers on-premises storage, I think, via your Pure as a Service offering. Could you explain a little bit of that more, if I'm correct?
Yeah, sure. So as you rightly say, one of the things I mentioned in the first section there was about the flexibility of public cloud. That ability to just consume on demand as and when you need resources. You can turn things on and off and stop paying for them when you turn them off and you don't need them anymore, etc. And that is something that customers have really liked about public cloud. But we're now able to offer that to customers, not just in the cloud, but also for their own on-premises infrastructure that they might be running in their own data center, or maybe they've got equipment located in a colo location, something like that. So through Pure as a Service, what we offer our customers is a subscription to store data. So this isn't like a traditional lease where the customer contracts to pay monthly, but they're still effectively buying identifiable assets over a period of time, whether that be 3 or 5 years or what have you. With Pure as a Service, all they are doing is subscribing to store a given amount of data. And once they take that subscription, we can actually provide resources for them to store that data both on-prem in their own data center or in a colo, or it could be in public cloud through our Cloud Block Store product that we've just been speaking about. So when a customer subscribes to store, let's say, 100 terabytes of data using Pure as a Service, it may be that on day one, they say, well, all of that data needs to be in my data center. So what we would provide them is physical storage that would sit in their data center and fulfill that need for them. But if the customer's on a cloud migration journey where their strategy is to move some or all of those workloads to public cloud over maybe an 18-month, 2-year period, as they're ready to start moving that data, they could spin up their cloud block store instance, start to migrate and replicate some of that data across the public cloud. But as long as the sum total of all the data that they're storing is still not exceeding that 100 terabyte subscription, they wouldn't have to pay Pure any more money, because the subscription is to store 100 terabytes of data. It's not a subscription for a flash array or a cloud block store per se. They're just paying for the amount of data that they're storing. So it really gives customers that flexibility to move data in and out of public cloud seamlessly, all within a single subscription. And it's, in terms of the overall customer commitment for Pure as a service, it's really quite low. So the minimum commitment the customer makes can be as little as 50 terabytes of data to be stored, and for a minimum 12-month subscription. So, even for short-term projects, things like that, it really does make a lot of sense for customers, and very much is an enabler for having a hybrid cloud approach, or enabling a migration to cloud, or for customers who might want to do cloud bursting, where maybe they take advantage of cloud compute resources for short periods of time for particular projects or analytics or things like that. They can replicate a copy of data into cloud, present it to servers, do some analysis or number crunching on that data while retaining the production on premises, things like that. So it's a very, very flexible arrangement to allow customers to manage the data in a hybrid cloud world.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think thanks ever so much for your time. That's been really good to chat. I guess just to round off there, wherever a customer is, I've already mentioned that, but wherever a customer is on their cloud journey, you can help them, whatever it is, whether they want to be bursting in the cloud, as you said, or whether they want to buy a subscription, or whether they want to buy traditional, then you can really help them on that journey. So that's good to know, and thank you very much. So yeah, thank you for your time, and we'll speak again.
Sure. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.